computer too. Great. Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. Empire Strikes Back.
Let's do it. Oh, I
Here
don't
we
have a cold
go.
open. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine, dude. Oh, okay. Um. Oh yeah. Sorry. Just,
No problem.
dude, I only have 2 pages of notes for this one.
Wow.
Um. Which is absolutely insane because
Yeah.
normally I would have like 9.
Right.
Tried to keep it tight. All right, here we go. Oh, a script. Griznapped. Where is our empire? Ah, here we go. All right, here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Perfect Movie, a podcast where 2 regular guys try to save the universe, one great film at a time. This is Anthony speaking, one of those 2 aforementioned Gomers, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, joined as always by my friend Steven, all the way out in Flagstaff, Arizona.
It is a dark time for the rebellion. Although the Death Star has been destroyed. Should I read the crawl? I wish we had read the crawl in our Star Wars app.
I totally agree. Do it.
Okay. It is a dark time for the rebellion. Although the Death Star has been destroyed, Imperial troops have driven the rebel forces from their hidden base and pursued them across the galaxy. I like that there's a Death Star mention right away.
Yeah.
It ties it in. I mean, I'm not going to go off on the
Yeah.
prequel crawls, but these make, like, you read the prequel crawls and you're like, what the bleep is going on?
Right. Yep. The Senate, right? Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
the trade routes and all
Trade
that stuff.
negotiations. Yeah.
That was the first of many times my stomach sank to the floor when I went to episode 1. Was like, trade routes. That's what the
Right.
crawl has in it. Evading the dreaded Imperial Starfleet, a group of freedom fighters led by Luke Skywalker. He gets a call out in the crawl.
Yeah.
Just like in Last Jedi. Isn't Luke in the last? He is in the last. Luke. Yeah, I think so. Has established a new secret base on the remote ice world, oh baby, of Hoth. The evil Lord Darth Vader, obsessed with finding young Skywalker, has dispatched thousands of remote probes into the far reaches of space. ... 4 dots.
So good.
For some reason, I wonder if that 4th dot was a mistake and they just kept it in each subsequent crawl.
I like 3 dots personally.
Oh yeah, 3 dots is the only way to go. 4 dots is like, what? That's why I think it was a mistake.
Yeah. But then they stuck with it. Is it in all of them?
It's in all of them.
Oh.
4 dots in all of them.
Okay. I mean, I've watched these more than any movies, like, with a bullet. These are my most watched movies.
With 4 bullets.
Oh yeah. This might be my most watched movie of all time, maybe?
Okay, that's interesting because I would definitely say, I know this is true. It's my least watched of the 3 originals. And I think I said this on the Star Wars app. Oh, by the way, we're doing Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, I wrote it on the one sheet. According to IMDb, it's Star Wars: Episode 5 - The Empire Strikes Back.
And I think when you watch it on Disney Plus, it's Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back in parentheses Episode 5.
Oh, okay. Well, they would know. They own it.
I guess. Yeah, they make the rules now, I guess. Anyways, we decided last year we're going to do a Star Wars movie every January.
Yep.
We're starting with the OGs. Then I guess we'll go back to the prequels, which will be a lot of fun.
That'll be fun, definitely. Yeah.
Release order. We should do it in release order.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. The Skywalker saga, I mean. I think we should do the 9 in release order over the next decade.
Yeah, and maybe we can do Solo and Rogue One and whatever else comes out
Right.
as needed or as desired or as
Right.
bonuses or
Yeah. These are full devoted episodes on Perfect Movie.
yeah, absolutely. And that ensures our listeners at least 8 more years of Gomers. So that'll
Right.
get us to 50
Wow.
and
Yep.
beyond.
Maybe I'll be less grumpy about The Rise of Skywalker by then. By the time I'm in my 50s, maybe I've softened in my old age. So anyways, I would say that and I did say this in the Star Wars episode, Return of the Jedi is my favorite of the 3.
Yep. Right.
I think this movie is the best of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Star Wars is the most watched. But maybe Jedi is. But this one is for sure my least watched of the 3.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. I think it's the best score of the 3
I couldn't agree more.
by far. And so
This score is incredible.
I know.
And it was hard for me not to use it as one of my evidences because either I thought it was too obvious or I thought you would use it. But the asteroid field would that be a leitmotif? An asteroid field leitmotif, or it's not a character. That's it.
And then the da dee do dum da dee dum. It's 2 bonus leitmotifs just for a chase scene.
How
know what I mean?
dare you, John Williams, do something so incredible?
I know.
In high school, I had one of those boom boxes that was 3-piece. Do you know what I mean? It was like this is a 90s high schooler thing.
Yeah.
You'd have like
yep.
It was like a CD on the top and then 2 tapes. And then the speakers were either disconnected or they would like click in to the side.
Yep. Totally.
Did you have one of those in your bedroom?
Yeah, I had something like that. Like my mom had something like that. I was always, I mean, dude. Okay, I was an audiophile, right?
Audiophile. So from birth.
Yeah, we had like a tube amp and then like
right
all the special components and then really nice bookshelf, or not even bookshelf. They were pre-bookshelf. Now it's bookshelf. Then they were like 3 feet high speakers, you know?
Yep. So I think I got that boombox for Christmas or something one year. And I had a CD of Star Wars music, and I can't remember what it's called. I wish I could. But it had like all the best ofs on it.
Oh, I bet you we could find, because there were so many of these CDs. So there was the one where the Skywalker Orchestra from like LA re-recorded all this stuff. There was that one.
Yep.
Then there were a bunch of Boston Pops ones. Then there was the London Symphony. You know, so
it was one. What I remember about it was not a box set. It was one CD.
I bet it was.
I might have found
Pops.
it. Yeah, and I'm you're right. It was. Boston Pops. I'm looking for it. I'll find it by the end of this ep. But that track, I can't remember what the track was called.
Asteroid
Through
Field?
the Asteroid Field or something. Most played track. I think it is my favorite John Williams piece of music.
Wow.
And next to maybe Scherzo for Motorcycle from and those are very similar pieces. So I don't know what that is about.
Yep. I mean, quick. It's like nobody writes like action scene music like J-Dubs.
It's the Mickey Mousing, right? It's
tons of Mickey. You know what? I heard someone call it luking.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, that works as opposed
like
to Mickey
Luke
Mouse.
Skywalkering. You know I mean? Like, is that where it comes from? Luking? Okay.
Yeah. I heard somebody say that. I mean, or Skywalkering. I'm pretty sure it was Luking. So it's the idea of Mickey Mousing, which means you're painting what you're seeing with music. So there's
Yes.
hits,
Mm-hmm.
there's cues that are, something crashes. I mean, oh man.
The
Do
but it's not like but it's still a song. Does that sound dumb to say? It's
It's got a
not like
melody. It's
it's
not a
still
song.
something you can
Yeah, yeah.
sing. It's got a meter.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes he messes with the meter to make it fit. I
Yep.
mean, you know this. I'm preaching to the choir. I'm just telling what I've noticed to the listener.
Yeah, yeah.
There will be meter changes to fit into the visual, but
Yeah.
there's like a chorus. There's like a
Hmm.
verse and a chorus and a bridge to some
Yeah,
of these
there
songs.
is. Absolutely. Well, if you think about it, the verses da da diddle it do digga digga da da digga da da diddle it do digga da da da. Right. So there,
Mm-hmm.
that's the verse one. Then
Yep.
there's we dee
Da
do
dee dee
do da
dee ba
dee
ba da
digga digga digga
dee
digga digga
da
digga.
da da dum, ba-ding.
I know.
Like, so it's in a meter, you can sing it, but things are happening, and like you're saying, the orchestra is doing something when the Falcon swerves, or
Yep.
when two asteroids connect close to the screen.
Or like when something flies, it goes like, you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Wow. Wow.
Or a harp goes
So
like, you know?
yeah, I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your tones if we're going to talk about score later, but it's just
No
like
way.
when you said it's the best score, I think it is the best Star Wars score, and I think it's one of his best scores. Full stop.
I totally agree. Well, when we get to the one sheet, we'll talk about that because
Okay,
this was snubbed for the Oscar,
definitely.
which makes no sense. And then the following year, Raiders was snubbed for the Oscar.
Yeah, I just don't think the Academy was. They seem to like a little bit above Williams or something.
Yeah.
What are they talking? It's so dumb.
Uh, But he won
Uh,
for Jaws, right? He won for
yeah, that's
Star
right. He
Wars.
did.
I think he won for Close Encounters, maybe.
Oh
One for
man, that would
Schindler's
make me happy.
List. The
Oh yeah,
most the most uh awarded and nominated Academy Award artist other than Roy Disney.
right.
Sorry, what? Roy Disney?
You know,
Sorry.
Roy,
What? You know, hey
Walt's
Roy,
kid.
what's going on? Yeah, sorry, Walt Disney. But then
Right.
J Dub surpassed him, most
Yep.
awarded and most nominated, probably ever and forever. Don't you
I
think?
just don't see how anybody would pass it.
It's I think it's impossible at this point.
So when you have that kind of body of work, and you have a movie like this, which is a sequel, and it rises to the top,
Mm,
and it's a non you listen if when you do get the entire soundtrack, which I did at some point, no track is skippable.
absolutely.
Uh, it's so good.
It,
So
it's
anyways,
it's absolutely perfect.
even though those things are true, for some reason this is my least watched of the three.
Yeah, and I think that's why I would say it's my most watched because
Mm,
I just turn when I was a kid, I just turned these movies on to just be on.
definitely.
And
That's
I
certainly
like the
true.
way
Yep.
this movie sounds the best out
Okay.
of all of them.
Yep. I'm
So
with you.
as a background movie soundtrack,
Yep.
it's perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
I want to
I
listen to it right now.
I know, like
That's
I
how I
say this
feel.
because I've multiple times during Christmas, you've got Christmas movies in the background, not
Yep.
with kids so much,
Yep.
this one in particular, but like Die Hard. I
Mm-hmm.
heart Die Hard. We know we've already done it. We love it. Not a great background movie. Too much banging and loud gun shooting.
Yeah. I mean, I love the way Bruce Willis sounds when he says the F word so loud, and he's
That
just
was that was the other
screaming.
thing I forgot. Yeah,
But you can't
right,
necessarily have that behind you at
right,
a work party or a family party or a small group party.
right. Exactly. Too,
Um,
yeah,
the soundscape doesn't work in that way.
yeah. So like as an example of a movie that we love that I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily leave on as just soundtrack for just daily living,
Right.
but Empire,
Mm-hmm.
I think was the soundtrack of my youth, man. I mean, of course, New Hope and Return of the Jedi too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
I
mean, we'll
just
talk about this next year, but Jedi just hit me at the right point. And I do think it's
Yep.
more fun for a kid than Empire is.
Yep.
And
Empire's
you
dark.
know, I like to
Totally.
have fun. So
Hmm.
I love those Ewoks and I love Jabba the Hutt. And it also has 3 acts. We can't talk about Return of the Jedi. Okay, Empire Strikes
Yep.
Back. That's where we're at right now. We should
Yep.
just we should go to the one sheet, or else we're just going to talk endlessly and never get
Okay.
anywhere because we love this movie so much.
Totally great. So much to talk about. The
Mhm.
middle act of a three, like George Lucas called this the middle act of one movie. So
Okay.
4, 5, and 6 being one movie. This is the middle, like in a Wagner opera. This is when everything's falling apart.
Okay.
There's some redemption, but in general, it's like everything's being held on by a thread. All of your characters are thrown into turmoil. Your heroes messed
Mhm.
up, right?
Yep.
So that's what this. God, dang it! Evidence. It's perfect because nothing
Yep.
happens, right? Like they're just thrown in turmoil, and it ends in turmoil, right? Like,
That is
how
so true.
how brave is that to make a movie like that, where you leave and you're like, frick, right?
Yep.
Do
Yes,
they
and
do
I
that
do
anymore?
think that the leaving of this movie was jarring to people. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot do this to us.
It's the best of both worlds part 1 of Star Wars movies. Wait, what?
Yeah, no, that you said that
Right?
correctly, even though I don't quite understand it because I don't think I've ever seen those episodes. That will be changed in 2023,
Yes.
but you're right. It's like Who Shot Mr. Burns? How about
Yep.
that?
Who shot JR?
Right. Well, I know Who Shot Mr. Burns,
Right.
which I know is a parody of Who Shot JR,
Right.
but it's a season of TV ending. And this early, right? In the 80s when this didn't happen a ton.
Did they
And you have to
did they
wait for a
do
summer.
this? I know, but did they do this with movies then?
I mean, it's. I was reading about George Lucas saying he wanted to be like these serial
Yes.
cliffhanger
Sure. Yeah, good
movies that
point.
he would see as a kid, where um the the stagecoach is falling off the cliff
Mhm.
and then it ends, and you have to come back to the movies to see what happens next. Um,
Yes, you hear that narrator be like, "What will happen?
right.
Who will die? Who will
Yes,
come back?"
it's the Toy Story Woody's Roundup cliffhanger that
Uh-huh.
never gets resolved.
Right. Okay, exactly. So I guess maybe it's not that innovative in that sense, but it's just like uh, I'm just trying to think of movies nowadays where you leave and you're just like, "What?"
I think I got that feeling a little bit with Dune. Well, no, actually I didn't because I knew it was the first, but
Right.
I do think there was a little bit of like we have to wait for 3 years to see what happens next and we already sat in the theater for 3 hours, like how dare he?
I know.
I
Like
didn't feel that way. I'm fine with it.
I
Um
loved it. It's like, cool. I can't wait
yeah,
for the next installment. Okay,
right.
sorry, we're on the one sheet. I was just
Yeah.
looking at episode 5 and thinking of that.
Mhm.
Release date June 20th, 1980. I would have been 1
1.
year and yeah, like 3 months old or something like that.
Yep.
Running time 2 hour and 4 minutes. Budget $18 million. I also heard somebody else say $33 million, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Not sure what that means. Anyways,
It's still an increase
um,
from the first one.
oh yeah, for sure. And you can tell with the production value, 1,000,000,000%, which we'll get into. But
Okay. Yeah.
you know, a sequel is always taking a world that's been built and then raising the stakes on it, right?
Right.
So you have to do that financially. Now, the
Mhm.
very interesting thing about that was that George Lucas, with merchandising and everything and getting loans, paid for the
Mhm.
whole movie himself.
Right.
So he's completely putting himself on the line, which may come up in evidences.
Because he
Um,
struck that deal for Star Wars that said, "You don't have to pay me very much, but I get 100% of the toys."
right. So
And
he,
it was a shrewd, brilliant move that will pay for whatever he wants for the rest of his and his kids' lives.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Disney and everybody.
Yep. Yeah.
Grossed at the box office almost $300 million US, $538 million
It's
worldwide.
wild.
I mean,
That is
I
wild.
wonder if you were to use inflation, if
Mhm.
that's in the $2 billion range of what movies are
Probably.
getting now.
Yeah. It's probably
And
it's in the
538
billions.
million in 1980
Right.
dollars.
Dang. Wow. Yeah.
Now,
A
I
hit.
don't know if IMDb is equating for like the existence of the movie, like when it came back in the 90s, if what that
I think it counts it all. So if it's
okay.
re-released, when it was re-released, special edition, but it has to be theatrical. So they don't
Okay.
count video, DVD, Blu-ray streaming. That's the theatrical total.
Okay, gotcha. Incredible.
Yep.
Nominated for three Oscars. It did win for Best Sound, which what did I just say? It's the best sounding movie ever.
There's a sound that R2 makes at the right before the end of this movie. That is so incredible.
It's
I'm gonna try to find it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but it is so good.
Okay.
He goes. I mean, it sounds like he like.
Yeah, I know exactly the one you're talking about.
They're putting 3PO back together. 3PO's yelling at him. Great R2 3PO tension in this movie, by the way. 3PO is so funny.
Yep.
That 3PO backpack, which I always wanted. I wanted to be Chewie carrying a backpack that looked like broken 3PO on my back.
Totally.
He's so pissed the whole time.
I know.
And he and R2 are arguing at the end, and R2 just goes.
Yep. Oh, I'll plop it in the editing for sure.
Okay, great.
It won, or it was nominated for art and set direction, but didn't win. Again, that's crazy. And then it was nominated for score, so at least it got the nod.
Yeah.
And it lost to Fame.
So that's really weird to me, because Fame, I would think, is more of a musical.
Right.
That's interesting that it would win score. Like it is a important, influential movie about music. I'll give it that. Totally. But I don't know that it would deserve a score, like best score win.
No.
Based on that. That is a different world.
It's almost like there should be a different category, like music versus score. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if there was a best song Oscar then, and they didn't know what else to do with that movie, and so they gave it score.
Possible.
Huh. Interesting.
So I mean, I don't know who's still listening to the score to Fame. It's good.
Songs in Fame, sure, but score, no.
Yeah, you don't have orchestras all over the world playing the Imperial March like the Vienna Philharmonic is not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're right. Exactly. I'm not walking through Disneyland and hearing, "I'm gonna live forever." Fame.
Yeah. I mean,
it has a lasting impact, but not indelible like this score.
Famous, maestros with lightsabers conducting this with like the highest elite.
Yep.
Or, I don't know. You all know I just friggin' love this. And it also won the Oscar for Special Achievement for Visual Effects, which is like kind of like a bonus Oscar.
Right.
Rotten Tomatoes, 94% critic, 97% audience. I mean, I didn't watch the Siskel and Ebert. I meant to do that.
Oh, I wonder. We could do that for the result show.
Okay, that'd be fun.
We also have to make that stew.
Yep.
Don't forget.
And talk to Hack.
On my list. Yep. Oh man, he revealed our special one-handed guess.
Oh, dang it.
That nobody would have been able to guess.
Dang it. Okay.
He, I know, has watched this movie more than maybe any movie. We'll have to ask him that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
A couple other important notes. So the director, Irvin Kershner,
there he is
one of George Lucas's professors from USC, I think.
Okay.
or one of the California schools with lots of cool movie
That they
arts
all went
degrees.
to, right? That,
Yeah,
yep. Mm-hmm.
the place
Yep.
that's important because it's not George Lucas. Then
Right.
writer Lee Brackett, who kind of like wrote like the first draft with George Lucas and then actually passed away.
Right.
And then Lawrence Kasdan, who we just absolutely love,
Big
are
Chill.
credited
Big
as
Chill
the
alert.
Big Chill. Oh yeah, Big Chill will probably come up too.
Yeah.
They're the writers, producer Gary Kurtz. This is all important because that lineup could have made the prequels like a different level.
You mean if Lucas had continued to surround himself with people like that
Yes.
instead of kind of just becoming a weird android and writing some weird crap and everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah,
Sounds great
like
to me." Sand. Nobody likes sand. Put that in.
I know Rick McCollum, you know what I mean? Like
Yes,
George's vision was
the
this and George's
the
vision was
yes
that.
man if I've ever seen one. Rick
I
McCullum.
know.
That guy drives me crazy.
I know. George had the idea that we're gonna do this, a planet full of lava, so we made it happen. But you've got yourself a Kirshner and a Kasdan.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
Yep. Yeah. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, and you'll get
Well,
a great product.
Man, dude, the interviews that I watched, like even the one that's on Disney Plus right now, it's called like from the Masters or something like that.
Okay.
And he himself, George Lucas, was like, I don't like writing. I don't consider myself a good writer.
Mm-hmm.
And from all accounts, he doesn't really like directing.
Right.
So, but man, is he the most friggin' creative genius. Like
Oh, yeah.
I heard one, like I guess they have recorded, I don't know about in audio form, but like you know, a stenographer recorded the writing sessions for Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like all of the ideas just coming out of George Lucas's mouth were just gold.
Yep.
But then it's like, then get somebody that is a high J.
Yep.
And fill in that, and then a great writer like Lee Brackett and Lawrence Kasdan to come with
people that also will stand up to you probably.
Yes.
And say, that one is a great idea. It's not going to translate very well onto the screen. I know I'm a screenwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's no way I can direct what you just said.
Yeah.
I like the idea because that's what Lucas is. He's a big vision, big idea guy.
I love it.
Yep. But you cannot make, you could, but he has not shown himself able to make a great movie just on that.
Right. Except for New Hope.
Right. But he had his wife.
Oh yeah.
Remember
editor.
who was like, you're not gonna have a source of tension at the end.
Yep.
You better put that in, Georgie boy.
Dude, saved in the edit. Now, if he had Kasdan write the screenplay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because we might not have Tashi Station to get those power converters.
Right. You know? And so, yeah, exactly. So thank you, the gods of Star Wars. Thank you, the Force.
Yep.
That we have Tashi Station.
I am glad we do though, because
me too.
It does make me happy.
Oh, I love Tashi Station. I love that. Like, how do we make this milk look like it's from an alien world? I don't know. Blue food coloring. Okay. And then we are fixated on that for the next 40 years.
I know, we just want blue milk out of those what I mentioned, remember the perfect containers. Just I want that white plastic set of dishes.
Yeah. Now I drank some blue milk a couple days ago.
Okay.
They sell it at Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
It was just a little Disney World trip because I know you've got a trip coming up.
Yeah.
You got to try the blue and the green milk. But the green milk is far superior.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
I would so get them both. What am I saying? There's no way you're not going to get them both. But
of course,
I wonder what you'll think. I prefer the green.
Okay, there is a place in Atlanta
Mm.
that makes blue matcha,
Okay.
and it's a blue latte, dude.
Oh.
That you know matcha, which is
Oh yeah.
green usually,
Yep.
and it just makes me so stinking happy.
Wow. There you go. I bet you it's better than the blue milk at Disney. And I mean, you know me. I'm a super fan. But
Yeah.
that feels like a miss to me taste wise. But the green milk is to die for. Right out of that thing's teat.
Remember those
Squeeze it into my mouth.
teeth?
Let me read the back of the box. Dude, could you put the asteroid field music in behind this when I read
Sure,
it?
put some.
Or
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe the Leia theme or the Han and Leia theme. There's too
Ooh.
much good stuff. Maybe the asteroid field leitmotif would be distracting. But here we go.
Okay.
Back of the box, I tried to find the oldest one I could find. It says this on the top. The battle continues and the universe shudders.
Mm.
Wow. I'm just getting word that sentence won the Pulitzer Prize for Literature that year. I love that.
Wait, are you
Good
serious?
job. No, I'm not.
Okay.
But it should. Here we go. I'm really digging this description, just so you know. The battle to save the galaxy from the evil of Darth Vader rages on in this spellbinding Star Wars sequel that is one of the highest grossing films of all time. In a spectacular opening battle, the rebels suffer a devastating attack by an Imperial army using AT-AT walkers. Han Solo, Harrison Ford, Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, and Chewbacca survive and fight a running space battle against Imperial ships, while Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, seeks out Yoda, the ancient Jedi Master, to be trained as a true Jedi Knight. Meanwhile, Darth Vader is scheming to lure Luke to the dark side of the Force or kill him in their final showdown, a stunning duel in which Luke learns the secret of his destiny.
Mm.
This dazzling adventure introduced the charming, shifty rogue Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams, and Yoda, one of the most delightful, ingenious, and instantly successful characters to ever light up a movie screen. An awesome array of special effects, blazing action, and imagination, The Empire Strikes Back is hailed as one of the greatest motion pictures ever made.
Dang.
Good News Nation. It's in color. Remastered several times with that color friggin' pops.
Yeah, it does.
Especially on Disney Plus. We talked about this last time. They're doing it right there. That version
They
on
are.
Disney Plus looks good.
Looks so good. I do wish, still have a dream that they would put out in that quality the original release. That would be cool.
Yep, you're right. I was thinking about that when I was watching it last week. 119 minutes I've got for running time. You had longer than that on the one sheet.
Yeah.
So I wonder if,
IMDb
well, it
said
has been played with a lot, right?
204, and then there's a special edition of 207.
Huh.
I don't know.
I wonder what the one on Disney Plus is. Because there are, I
204.
think, okay, it's 204.
Pretty sure. Yep.
All right. So I think original was 119. And then
Wow.
extra scenes, which are on Disney Plus, 204. Then there must be a special edition that's even longer.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Rated PG. Makes sense. It's still in 1980. Yep. I mean, this is a great movie. I can't wait to talk about it. Put it on trial.
Yep. Is it perfect? Let's talk about it.
All right, let's head in.
All right, let's clap.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Clap. 1, 2, 3. Clap.
Clap.
Great.
I'll try to find the OG trailer.
Okay, that'd be amazing.
Because the one that's on Disney is like the one they made.
You put the original on Star Wars app.
Yeah,
where the guy's like, the darkness of space. That that guy.
Like, why would you go to that?
I know. All right, here we go.
Yep.
All rise.
Hey, how's it going over there? You're really going to the best movies ever made. I can't wait to hear you guys talk about this.
The Empire Strikes Back. A great movie.
Yep.
And we're about to put it on trial. Here's the
Mhm.
rules. If people are new to us in 2023 or 2024 when this comes out on the main feed, that's weird to think about. We pick a movie we love and we talk through it. We love The Empire Strikes Back. Then we act as its defense counsel and present evidence, 2 exhibits apiece, trying to prove that it is perfect. We try to prove that to ourselves, to each other, to you, the listener. And then when we're done, we get to vote. I get a vote. Anthony gets a vote. You, the collective listenership, gets a vote. If all of you vote 75% yay or more, that's a yes. And if there's 3 yeses, it's perfect. Now, here's the thing. We need to pick a new alien to send this to. Because what we do with this perfect movie list is we send it to an evil alien.
Mm-hmm.
We started with the Xenomorphs. Good News Nation. They became good little boys and girls.
Yep.
We moved to the Harvesters.
Yeah.
Will Smith slapped him with this list. And they
he delivered
became
it
good.
on that flash drive, right?
Yeah. When
Smoked
did
a
the slap?
stogie.
When did the slap happen? Did the slap happen in 2022?
Welcome to Earth. Oh, the slap. Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, well, he did. You're right. He punched.
Yep. Welcome to Earth.
He welcomed them to Earth by punching them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe the slap happened in 2022. So we recorded that whole season in 2021, pre-slap,
Mm-hmm.
and talked a lot about Will Smith. And oh, how the world changed in 2022.
Wow.
All right. And then this past year was Jabba the Hutt.
Mm-hmm.
We sent him VHS copies of the movies that became perfect. So we need to pick a new evil alien. I've got a pitch for you.
Okay, I have one idea as well, but go ahead.
No, you go first.
Mine was gonna be the Borg. We are Borg. Resistance is futile.
Okay, so I have the Borg as one of my options.
Okay.
I'm between 2. Both of them I think you'll like because the Borg is one. I'm just not as familiar with the Borg.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2023, you are going. Docent Anthony G is going. Docent Tony G is going to lead me through the next generation.
Which I'm afraid you're not gonna like. Oh man.
Well,
I
was terrified about Marvel, and I used up all of my cachet to get you to watch all of those.
Yeah. Yep.
So if I can do it, you can do it, as we always say.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I will. The benefit to that is I will learn about the Borg through this year.
Yep.
My other pitch was Khan.
Oh, Khan.
Because we do have Star Trek II Partner to the Wrath of Khan scheduled for April.
Okay.
Our first Star Trek movie.
Yeah, let's go with Khan this year and then Borg the next year.
Okay.
Unless we change our minds, that's totally fine.
Okay, I like the idea of the Borg. I can see that Borg ship. And I know it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't want to forget that Borg is on the table.
Yeah. Okay, now so with Khan though,
yeah,
do we want to deliver it so that he and his crew on SETI Alpha 6 can watch movies while they're stuck marooned on that planet?
They would need to, or else maybe the Enterprise delivers the, who is it? Chekhov? And I can't remember the other guy's name. Deliver VHS copies to Khan.
Yep. And then they're all good.
Yep. Instead of those bugs that go into their ears,
yeah,
they insert something. Well, we'll figure it out. But Khan is going to be watching these movies.
Okay, good. I love it.
And if they're perfect enough, he will be converted into a real nice gentleman.
Okay. Yeah, those bugs are part of the trauma of my youth.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get to that movie.
Oh man. Okay,
I will say that I was scared by the worm, the big worm in this movie. Empire Strikes Back we're talking about.
Oh yeah. Yep. A little
But
scary.
there's something about a little thing that's way more scary than a big thing.
Yes.
Does that make
Yes.
sense? I'm way more
Absolutely.
scared of little things than I am of big monsters.
Totally. I mean, the way
Are
he
there any
talks about it,
little
we'll talk about
things
it.
in this one?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any little
Uh,
thing. There's not a lot of little creepy things in the Star Wars universe.
no.
Not like that.
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom. Lucas did do some. Well, there's snakes and rats and what's
Yeah.
the bugs in Temple of Doom.
Yep.
You.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say about those. All right, The Empire Strikes Back. The sequel to Star Wars, A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't one of my evidences, but I will say I feel like that is a much stronger title.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. A
It's
New Hope
perfect.
is weak sauce.
Starting with A.
Yeah, it's just one of several. A New Hope.
Yeah.
This is it's not like it's a full sentence.
Yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back
Yeah.
is just that title crackles, bro.
It's so good. I mean, it's like who? The Empire.
Right.
What
That's
are they
the
doing?
subject of the sentence.
Yep, they're striking back.
Yep, they're
About
striking
what?
back.
Yep. Well, remember that last movie where they blew up the Death Star and almost killed everybody? Well, we're striking back.
Yeah, they're
Right?
mad. They're mad, and this is their response. Back striking.
Okay, so first movie weak sauce, second movie mad sauce.
Yep. This is a great title. It's not I am wondering if you have any Strickens.
I do. Okay, do you want me to read a couple real quick?
Yeah, let's do some Strickens. I didn't think to make any.
Okay. Before
Oh, yeah,
we
I
do a
do have
stricken,
one Stricken.
okay, let me just mention that at the very top of the movie, this is something I learned and I've heard a million times, but never like put two and two together. So the original Fox theme, written by Alfred Newman. So
Right.
that's Thomas Newman, Randy Newman,
Oh,
their dad or grandfather.
okay, awesome.
Recorded in 1953 in mono.
Okay,
It played before A New Hope.
got it.
And
Interesting.
J-Dubs was like, and George Lucas wanted to continue to use that theme.
Huh. Okay.
But they were like, we need to update it. So London Symphony, during the Empire Strikes Back recording sessions, recorded the new Fox, 20th Century Fox, like roll off and theme. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
The thing that tells you you're about to watch Star Wars or Big,
Right.
or million movies.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first movie that was used for, and I believe that recording is still used to this day.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
So that's kind of cool. There's kind of a cool little trivia.
Yep.
Okay.
But you're not striking
Strickens.
that. Oh, this
No,
is
that just
Stricken.
rules.
These are the Strickens back here.
That's a bonus.
we're
I
doing.
also have a perfect food.
Okay, great.
Okay, Strickens.
Yep.
First one. I'm wondering what you think about this. I have a minor problem, and this is just super dumb, that not all the things were thought out before they were made. So I think about a J.K. Rowling or a J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
Where book 7 is being thought about during book 1.
Sure. Yep.
So like the kiss is up there in the Strickens of grossness. Because
now there's a lot of kissing in this movie.
I know, but
did you notice that? Like it's high. Besides episode 2 probably is the most kissing in this movie. There is one kiss though that you're talking about.
The one specific one where brother and sister basically make out.
Now she kisses Luke again at the end. I noticed this time.
Yep.
On the lips.
Oh yeah.
But it's like more of like a deathbed comfort kiss.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that to your sister, bro, or your brother.
Absolutely not.
Right.
But that first kiss, the kiss where Leia's mad at Han, or Han, as they all call him through the that's my Stricken.
Oh,
halfway through the movie, everybody starts calling him Han. Even 3PO. They forgot that his name is Han because Lando called him Han once.
Right.
Anyways, Leia's mad at Han because she is obviously into him and he's being a jerk.
Yep.
Let me ask you a little question here. When we see Leia and Han arguing in the hallways of Hoth,
Yep.
do you think at that point, they, the two of them, do you think that
They've already
Right?
known each other in the biblical sense.
Yes, I got
Yeah.
some sort of I got some vibes this viewing around that they've already
Sure. You mean, well,
already
yeah.
done
What
that.
does he say? You weren't around, and oh man, we know this movie so well, and I can't think of the quote.
That's
You weren't
right.
there in the wherever where she expressed her true feelings for me.
Right. And she's offended by that. She's like, no, I didn't. Right. She's bucking up against that.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I think at this point they're
Yeah.
kissing up a storm, at least in some of these Hoth hallways.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and it was war. They were crazy times, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's have a few laughs. Like,
Yep.
I'm sure. Yeah, probably. I mean,
Yeah.
don't you think after A New Hope, when they were
Mhm.
all celebrating,
Oh yeah. There's some hanky
yeah,
panking going on. Now,
yeah, honky panking,
hanky or honky pank?
honky ponky.
Honky ponky. um so anyway, she's mad because he's being a jerk, and she just like it hisses Luke.
Yeah,
Not only on the lips, but like, and he's like, hubba hubba. He puts his hands behind his head,
oh yeah. I mean
leans back.
that's an erotic kiss.
So your thing is like, if that wouldn't exist if Lucas knew what was going to happen in Jedi.
Right.
Now, let me push back a little bit on this, and I did to Kaz the other day when I was talking to him
Okay.
about this.
Yeah.
Yoda, though, says there is another. And we know now that he's referring to Leia. Did Georgie boy know that Yoda was referring to Leia?
Okay. Yes. Now, what did you and Kaz say?
Kaz pushed back and said he could be talking about Anakin.
Yep. So I've heard the Anakin theory,
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard there is another meaning. Either he had a twin sister, or there was another person, but it wasn't necessarily Leia.
Oh, okay. That also, Lando calls her Leia.
You're right. So there's Leia and Leia and Han and Han.
The thing is, nobody else calls her Leia, but all of a sudden, everyone's calling him Han left and right.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I buy that, what you just said, the most, which
Okay.
is Lucas had an idea that he would have a sibling.
Yeah.
And then between Empire and Jedi, he was like, oh, what if it was Leia? And that became what it was. Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Yep.
And now and if anybody's new listening to this, stricken means this cannot be taken into account. That's why we're striking it from the record.
Right.
But he's writing by the seat of his pants,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which is how movies happen, and there's deadlines, and there's there was like this thing where if he didn't write a sequel within a certain amount of time, he was going to lose the sequel rights, which would be crazy to think about.
Definitely. Yes.
Crazy.
Yep.
So I heard an interview with George Lucas where he was like, we put in there is another to say we might kill Luke.
Okay.
To let the audience think, because he's like,
he's
because
in
the first
danger
movie,
of dying.
Yeah, he's like,
don't think he's just going to survive. Even Yoda knows he is likely to die here, but that's okay because there's another person out there. You don't know who it is yet.
Yes.
And wow. Okay. I love that.
Necessarily Leia at that moment in Lucas's mind, but the plot device was, y'all, Luke isn't sacred. Like Luke, might not make it out of this. Man, if I could have a
That's
time
good.
machine and a memorization wipe machine and watch this movie in 1980, not knowing
Right.
when Luke leaves Yoda that he might die,
Mm-hmm.
and not knowing that Vader was, spoiler alert, Luke's father.
Right. And we will get to that in my evidences.
Okay, but those
But
reveals
I
I
wonder
can't
that
even
too.
imagine.
Yep.
So I'm
Right.
just striking it from a writing standpoint because, like, I would love this idea that this was all made. I
Yeah.
don't know why I'm striking it, but does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. I agree.
Like, it would be cool if you really knew this stuff and you weren't approaching each new movie with a legal pad brand new.
I also like striking it because I don't want to hear from a lot of our listeners. Oh, but what about the kiss? Like, no, we're striking it.
Yep. Okay,
Okay.
second strike is the episode 4 thing not being episode 4 until episode 5 came out.
Okay.
That's it that's part 2 of this not all thought out thing.
Right. Yep.
Because
It's connected to
episode
that for sure.
yeah, because originally this was called Star Wars 2, not even
Mhm.
Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
Couple more. Force training inconsistencies. So Rey is like immediately can fly the Falcon and use a lightsaber against
Yeah, but
Kylo Ren.
you're striking something from Force Awakens. That has nothing
No,
to do
but
with Empire Strikes Back.
no, but
You're
what I'm
that has nothing to do with this movie.
this is a Star Wars strike. Is like why okay, the force use in the final lightsaber scene
Yeah.
with Luke and Darth Vader. We've seen Vader in Obi-Wan. Just like
No, this is not allowed. You're not allowed to
Okay,
strike
okay,
things
okay.
from Obi-Wan. This
Okay,
is,
so strike
I
the
mean, because that's the future of the movie making. That is J.J. Abrams' fault. It is
Yeah, but
nothing to do with Ivan Kershner. Is that a name? Irwin
Irvin
Kershner or George Lucas at this moment.
got you.
I think if you do, I think you have to take this movie compared to Star Wars. That's fair. A New Hope.
Okay, yeah, because
But
way better
striking things
lightsaber
that Abrams
fights.
did 20 years later, I don't think we could do that.
Okay. I guess mostly I was just talking about inconsistencies of people in their growth of
Mhm.
becoming a Jedi
Sure.
and inconsistencies of Vader can just like throw little things now and Luke can't really help himself against like a little thing, but like Obi-Wan could like hold entire like planets, you know? But you're
Sure.
right. Okay, you're right. I take your point.
Okay.
Also, it's just fun. I just want to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yep.
And then last one is the environments and ships are just too big and they give me Cran's dream. Like Cloud City interior, like where Luke falls.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
is
interior
scary.
of like only one building. Who built that? How many people are there?
How much material did they have to use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Superstar Destroyer, who made that?
Well, have you seen Andor?
Only a couple episodes.
Okay. My favorite part, I'll just say this about Andor with no spoilers. I like that they get into the nitty gritty of that kind of question.
Okay, I love it.
Yep.
Love it. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna chunk in. Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay. And actually, I have to pee first. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, how's it going? I'll pee too.
have to go? You want to leave? What? Go on.
Perfect.
All right. Great.
Let's clap again. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Clap. Chunk in.
Let me do it again. All right. I don't know if this is going to be yours too, but I'll just say it. I think it's a perfect sequel.
Okay. Love it. I have that on my list.
Okay. And it's actually, I think this is actually the first sequel of a movie that we've done. No, sorry. That's not how I meant it. We've done Terminator 2, but we didn't do Terminator 1.
Right.
This is the first time we've done the first movie and then we've come back to its sequel.
You're right.
And I think that we've talked sequels before, especially in that Terminator 2 episode. What a good sequel does, and I think you already said this, is takes the formula and elevates it or twists it in some way.
Sure, builds off the world already created.
Right. But it feels fresh and new. I think the one exception to this rule is Home Alone 2, where it really is the same thing you can lay over.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
For some reason that works. Actually, we have done Home Alone and Home Alone 2, haven't we? But not on Perfect Movie.
Right.
So this movie takes a really cool foundation of A New Hope and expands it in just the right way. You just mentioned planets, but am I wrong that we see one planet in Star Wars? All we see is Tatooine, the surface of it. I mean,
where did they end? Do they end on a space station?
Yep.
You know, the cheering. Where's that big celebration?
Oh, is that on a planet? I think that's a space station.
Okay.
Well, regardless, even if it is a planet, you only see the inside of a building, right? I think that to have this new idea, which I like, you're building off of this universe, but then you have this new idea that each planet is its own like environ. So there's like Tatooine was all desert. That was a choice Lucas made in Star Wars. Somewhere between the two movies, he or somebody thought, what if each planet is a different environment?
Yep. I love it.
Has its own climate. And so Hoth is snow. Great idea. It's like Mario levels.
I think it was filmed in Finland or
Was
Norway.
it?
Norway.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Dagobah is swamp.
Yep.
I think that's it. Right? Those are the ones we get in this movie.
Yep.
Endor in the next movies, but we're not allowed to use those ones. But that's great, right? It expands it in a way that sets this universe moving. Oh, Cloud City is in the sky.
City, yep, that's what I was going to say. Yep.
Wow. It's just really fun. Then they have new outfits that they wear.
Yep.
It's just like the outfits are cool.
Yep.
I love these new outfits. Luke has a new face because he got in a motorcycle accident or something.
Right. Yep.
By the way, I love Leia's snowsuit outfit in this movie.
Dude, no, yes. Most definitely. We talk about guys' outfits and girls' outfits on this podcast all the time.
Yep.
Hair, same thing.
Yes.
Yep. The snow suit is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure some kids had their sexual awakening with the metal bikini in Last Jedi. I mean, not Last Jedi. Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
That never did it for me.
Yeah.
But oh boy, this snowsuit. Star Wars, you got to leave something to the imagination, right? It's just like, I think she looks so cool in it.
So cool, sporty,
Yep.
incredible hair. You're absolutely right. And
You're right. The hair is different, right? Because instead of the
yep,
buns, it's like a braid that curls around the back.
yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, she looks incredible in this movie,
Yes.
and she's a bad A, right? I
She really
love
comes into her own.
she she she's a princess that's
Yep.
hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
She's running the show on Hoth, dude. It's like
She
everywhere she
there are
goes.
just a group of 25 men surrounding
Yep,
her, and she's
yep,
telling she's telling them what to do, and they're like, okay,
totally, dude.
no
Okay,
question.
you know how we know every beat of this movie? There's that one
Yep.
guy. We're gonna send some people against a Star Destroyer. You know that one guy that's like, I
That's true.
love
There is
that.
that
He's
one
that.
guy.
That's kind of like the line readings that made us like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the best acting moment.
But I'm so glad it's in there.
I know, but I love that. But yeah,
Yep.
she's so incredible in this movie,
Yep.
and you're right. The snowsuit is absolutely just incredible.
Yeah.
It just
And then
needs
I
some
would
UGG
say,
boots. You need some UGG boots to bring it into
I'm
the
trying to think
20th
of her
century,
boots. Are her
21st
boots
century.
white also?
Oh yeah, maybe.
It's just, I mean, it's so great. I think in
Perfect.
Attack of the Clones,
Mm-hmm.
they're winking at that with Padme's white outfit at the end.
Yep. Good call.
But they can't help themselves. They tear it apart, and you see her midriff. I don't need that.
Yep. Right.
I want thick material.
Amazing.
And just like shooting that, the guns are incredible in this movie, the laser guns. It's just all so good.
Yes. Okay. Let me jump on board. I'm not going
Okay.
to chunk in because we're still talking sequel chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I wrote this down. I was talking to my phone the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "How do you up the stakes from the world and all civilization is going to end?"
Yep.
And that's episode 1 or episode 4. Sorry.
There is just a solid, clear ending to A New Hope. It is a complete picture.
And like the Empire is going to destroy the universe, right?
Yep.
So like, how do you up the stakes on that?
Mm-hmm.
You go internal,
and
you go to like a father wound.
Okay. Yep.
And that's what the writing did in this one. Like it was more like the apex of the movie, like the climax of the movie is the conflict between father and son. Right? It's not huge world against huge world or rebels against the Empire. It like in the end, like the climax is, no, I am your father, right?
Yep.
And like the movie in that sense is actually a lot smaller.
Well, there's no Death Star. This movie stands out because there's no Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is, especially toward the end, you're right, there is no battle even.
Nope. The big set. Okay, so I heard George Lucas talk about this in an interview too, and everybody can watch it on Disney Plus. He said, I got the big set piece out of the way at the beginning because the movie was about the conflict between father. It was about Luke's training and the conflict of father and son. So he's like, I didn't want it to get jumbled up. And this is from the original screenplay of Lee Brackett and George Lucas.
Okay.
So like the bones were set in place by them. And he even said, he's like, I don't like drafts. I don't like rewrites. You just do all that crap.
Gosh, I'm making my skin crawl.
As a writer, doesn't that make you be like, what? Isn't that the best part?
Yeah. Well, I do think that there is a similarity here between him and J.K. Rowling in that neither of them had an editor in toward the end of their careers. And
really?
I don't think I don't think there was much drafting being done in those final books of the Harry Potter series, which is why the 7th I think is a mess to me.
Okay, they're a heck of a lot longer too. Like just
they get
thicker.
So long, and if JK, let me just say this: don't introduce a billion new weird names in the final book. We just want the characters we love to resolve their conflicts.
Oh,
So
that's
I think
super
if she had an
funny.
editor, they would be like, who is this?
Yeah, I gotcha.
To get rid of it. So I do think he does still, Lucas still has editors at this point. He does
Oh,
not anymore
clearly.
in the prequels. And so here they're elevating it in the right speed, and the idea that he has, which is genius, to do an
Yeah.
incredible battle scene. Hoth is stunning. That battle scene.
Hoth is the best. I mean, the introduction of this is more of his brilliance, but the
Mm-hmm.
AT-ATs, like Aaron and I
Right.
watched this last night. Like, what a friggin' cool new battleship that you've never seen before in your whole life.
Yep.
Like the the rebels fighter jets,
Yep.
whatever you
Those
call them.
those speeders. I think they're
Yeah, the speeders. I
they're
love those.
speeders, and they look
Yeah.
so good. It's all again on the ground.
Yeah.
So even the battle itself is more close, right? More intimate.
Mhm.
There,
Mhm.
the space stuff you get is the asteroid stuff, which rules. Millennium Falcon. It's a chase, not a battle.
Yes. Yep.
And
Cat and
so
mouse.
you have to give it to George Lucas. If this was his idea, it's a piece of genius to get that battle
Totally.
out of the way, and then just to let them simmer in their internal struggles for the rest of the movie.
Totally. I mean, that's what it is. Okay, then as far as a sequel,
Mm-hmm.
it plants in our minds the way all movies from now on are going to be. So like if it was just one with the Fox theme, then the crawl,
Yep.
then a space shot.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Fox theme, crawl, space shot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then the
Mm-hmm.
next one, Fox crawl, Fox theme, crawl, space shot. So it makes it like from being like a one-off,
Yep.
what the frick, that was incredible.
Yeah.
This movie turns it into a franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great call. Yes.
And the idea that before this, so it goes episode 4,
Mm-hmm.
then holiday special.
Right.
So
Everybody's
this,
favorite.
I know, but like how horrid that is as like the second thing to come out.
Which
But
I'm
then
sure
for
made
this,
people nervous. Like, is this what
yeah,
this is? Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And then this is like, nope, nope, forget the holiday special. This is what we are. And we are now not just a one off incredible blockbuster. We are a juggernaut franchise.
Well, and the bold move to not give it an ending
Yes.
says, well, you're right, to name it number 5. So that places it differently in the universe, because then your mind goes just wild about what
Oh,
happened to 1, 2, 3.
dude, that was like our entire growing up was like, what is 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
Did
And
a
I
week go
kind of
by
miss
where
it.
you didn't
I
think
kind of
about
miss
one?
not, yes, I agree with you. Not a day went by and I missed those days. Um, so, and so it's number 5. It's in a greater universe. We're not ending it. So there's a third one,
Yeah.
or who knows how many more.
Yep. Yep.
So it's really smart and a great sequel move to say this is a part of something massive.
Yeah. And
Wow.
remember when we heard that it's not, I wonder when the rumor started that it's a trilogy of trilogies.
I don't know. I don't know, but I can't remember when I first heard that. I will say after episode 3, I was thinking we'll never get 7, 8, 9 now. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was why it was so incredible to hear about 7.
Yep. I mean, we were blown away.
Yep.
All right. Anything else about sequel chat?
Yes. I think
Okay.
that sometimes a sequel will make the mistake of introducing too many more new characters, or new characters that you don't immediately care about.
Okay.
And I think the new characters they introduce that were named on the back of the box,
Mm-hmm.
Lando is movie magic to me. Immediately you like and hate this guy. And that's mostly probably due to Billy D. Williams's performance, but it to introduce a foil to Han, who doesn't even pronounce his name right, but we've
Yep.
known each other a long time. That expands Han's character. And also, there's a great back and forth between them, and he just adds to the universe. So you have to introduce new characters that the audience can connect to and that add and expand the universe. And so
Yep.
Lando is one, and then Yoda is a character that you don't remember wasn't in the first one because he's so important
Here,
to the
dude,
universe.
can I chunk in here, dude?
Yep.
Okay, dude. My number one piece of evidence, Yoda.
Yoda. What?
Yoda.
What can you even say? I just feel like putting in a minute of silence here.
I know. We shall now just contemplate Yoda, dude. I
How
mean, dude,
funny he is when you
he
first meet him. A
dude,
laugh riot, bro.
friggin' rules. I mean, I actually wrote that in my notes too. Like, this movie's funny.
It is funny. You're
This
right.
movie is funny and serious. But okay, so I know you love a bit. I was worried I was gonna trample on you, probably just like you would with Score.
For sure.
But Yoda is the biggest possible swing and the biggest possible hit. Now,
I love that.
I watched a bunch of stuff on him this week.
Uh-huh.
They showed the original Yoda that like Frank Oz and Jim Henson came up with,
Oh, okay.
and it's a Muppet.
Right.
And we love Muppets.
We love Muppets. Like he was felt, you mean? Like
Yeah,
he was
like felt.
fuzzy?
Yeah,
Okay.
he just looks like a green Muppet.
Okay.
And had that
And
been
that
it,
wouldn't have worked.
no, dude, because you would have been like, why is like, Kermit in this?
Right. Yeah.
Like, and so like that's what it is. It's like how you're treading the line between Mac and me and ET with
Mhm.
this.
Yep.
So like Yoda could have I don't know, I kind of think if we're thinking about the fact that Empire Strikes Back took it from a blockbuster to a franchise,
Yeah.
that those keys were in the hands of Yoda. Because
Wow. Yep.
had Yoda sucked or been
Mhm.
lame, i.e. Jar
Mhm.
Jar,
Right. That's a great one. It's a great comparison. I think for a couple reasons. One is the kind of amount of screen time these characters get. They're not main characters, but they're kind of like interesting additions
Mhm.
that are supposed to flesh the movie out, right?
Mhm.
And I also think the technology piece, where
Mm.
we're going to take a big swing on a main character in this
Yeah.
movie being a puppet.
Yeah.
And in episode 1, we're going to take a big swing that it's a CGI character. It's a
Right.
technology leap almost.
Mhm.
And one
Yep,
pays
I'll,
off and one doesn't.
Yeah. And because our buddy from Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis, he tries to do those swings. Sometimes
Yep.
they hit, sometimes they miss. I mean, you got to give people credit. I mean, James Cameron does it like crazy.
Yes. I would say James Cameron and Silvestri are not Silvestri, sorry, Zemeckis are the ones that I think about, where
Yeah.
they are constantly pushing the envelope
Yep.
technology. And so then the movie almost becomes that
Yeah.
Terminator 2, the T-1000, right?
Yep.
Like, and then, and what's wrong? The problem with Zemeckis right now is he's gotten ahead of himself and he can't control it.
Sure.
Now I'm curious
yeah.
about Avatar, the second Avatar. Looks pretty controlled to me so far with the trailers. I have tickets for Sunday to go see it.
Oh wow.
Cameron's never let me down when it comes to that sort of thing.
Right. You don't have the uncanny valley of
No,
partner to Polar Express ever.
no, because he's figured it out
Cameron.
that the way he uses technology is on either inanimate objects like a boat, right? So
yeah.
Titanic is stunning technological achievement, but it's a boat. It's wood and metal.
Yep.
Metal in T2, or he goes alien.
Mm-hmm.
And so an Avatar or the aliens in the Abyss you buy because they're not humans.
Yep. Yep.
Yoda is rubber, a piece of
To-
rubber.
oh yeah. Well, so you've got Kirshner,
Mhm.
Kazdan,
Yep.
and like this great setup of an idea from George Lucas. He wants
Right.
oh man, from the interview he was talking, like he wants that mythical side of the road character
Mhm.
that you meet and gives you everything you need,
The sage,
right?
right?
The sage,
Yep.
yes.
Mhm.
And he's like, but I didn't want it to be human. I wanted it to be like an animal, like a toad or something like that. So
So the idea always was that he would be small and unassuming. I didn't know that.
yes,
That
yes.
twist, which is a twist in the middle of the movie where he's looking for the master that
Mm-hmm.
trained Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has an idea in his head, so does the viewer, of what that would be like. Powerful
Yes.
dude.
Well, and Lucas, he said that he was like, "Dang it, I killed." He's like, "Because I wanted to develop Luke's
Mm-hmm.
Jedi powers and have a."
Yeah.
The center act of this movie is Luke's powers are developed. He
Yep.
goes to conservatory, goes to
Mm-hmm.
Hogwarts essentially, right?
Yes. Yep.
But he was
I
like,
love a training scene.
oh, but he was like, "Frick, I killed the teacher," and so then that's
Right.
when he was like, "Well, I need to figure out who was the grand teacher, right?" So then,
A
what if
happy
he's
accident, I would say.
totally?
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you do the Force Ghost, which friggin' rules.
Love the Force Ghost. Great.
There was Force Ghost voice in New Hope.
Right.
Never blue Force Ghost, right?
So you knew
Was there?
Obi-Wan was still able to communicate
Mm,
after death. But I
yes.
really like the Force Ghost. I think it works. And you get
Oh,
Alec Guinness back.
mm-hmm. I love it. So you've got Kazdan and Kurtz and Kirshner trying
Mm-hmm.
to figure out how the heck do we make Lucas's vision work.
Yeah.
They get Frank Oz, Jim Henson. They do this thing. It looks
Mhm.
Torber. It looks cool. I mean, you can watch the behind the scenes. You're like, dude, we would not be talking about Star Wars.
Okay.
It,
I believe
they
you. I
got
have to see this though.
they got this. It's on Disney Plus. They got this
Okay.
like sculptor guy to come and
Okay.
create with like not plastic, like I don't know, whatever kind of rubber or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
And he makes Yoda's face, and then you're like, there it is.
Wow.
There it is. The other happy accident that happened, and it was Kirshner still couldn't figure out how to like make it look great. Like it looked great, but it was
Uh-huh.
kind of stagnant and stodgy.
Okay.
And so they improved that whole opening thing, which
Mm.
everything from when Luke meets this little green dude.
Mm.
I mean, it's freaking hilarious, right? Like
So funny.
eating my perfect food, which is these like sesame sticks. We get them sometimes, and I
Oh
pretend
yeah, they're
I-
crunching on those sesame sticks.
like that little mess kit is so cute. I want
I
that
love it.
silver.
Yep. I like.
Um,
I mean, it's this just like Billy D. Williams makes Lando. Frank Oz, his performance as Yoda is so funny.
mm-hmm,
His voice and his puppeteering,
mm-hmm.
where, and then there's that switch when he starts talking to Obi-Wan Ghost voice,
The
where
twist. Yep.
everybody realizes, including Luke, oh crap, that's Yoda.
Yeah. This guy that's been banging on the tin can of R2D2 for the flashlight. Like
I love it. I could watch that banging all day long.
mine.
And so and you can't, it's a piece of rubber, and so you cannot change the makeup of this puppet, but he does change.
I don't get it. You're so right. You're absolutely right. So I don't know if it's like psychologically in your head, you're like, oh, the little kind of like old looking kid that's
Yep.
banging and stealing and squatting over his
Goofing
tiny little
around.
body,
Yep.
making the stew. Yep. And then you will be like transitioning the
Yep. He's scary. Yoda is scary.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wonder if they like, because I'm thinking about the like, I'm not scared, you will be line. It's a
Yep.
real close up. I wonder if they get more towards his face
I mean,
or
they
how they.
that visual and that audio. I mean, when he says that, it is really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks uglier in that scene, I think, and it's because he's serious and you're supposed to be afraid of what he's saying. Um,
Totally.
all of his all of his lines are so quotable. They have remained that way, I think. Do or do not. There's no try, right? And then
Yep.
when he shows his power by lifting, like force lifting the X-wing,
Yes.
and you get to see a really powerful Jedi, I think, for the first time in that scene.
You're right.
Because there's not a lot even in Star Wars of the kind of telekinesis side of the Force
Yeah.
where you move stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think really the first time you see that is on Hoth when he gets his saber out of the snow.
Yep. I tried that when I was a kid so many
Me
times,
too.
dude. That
Me too.
usually with some sort of remote control or toy, but like
Right.
if only like that snow scene with the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I guess I would have to watch A New Hope again to see if there's any of that at all. The Force in A New Hope is more like you can control what people do a little bit. Obi-Wan does that. And then you have a little bit of foresight or connection
Mm-hmm.
so that you're a better person or especially a better fighter. But do they move things around? I don't think so.
He says, "Turn off your computer." Like, use the Force, Luke. Right? Like, don't. Remember when he's like, "I need my Nava computer to see where I'm
Right.
gonna shoot the thing," but
Yep.
that's not it. No, but I don't think there is.
So he lifts that entire spaceship out of the water. You get a little bit of ET there in the score, I think. And I mean, I know it's not ET, but
Oh
there's a
no, but
it's
that
such
for
like
me,
an amazing part.
I think that so like you said, the asteroid scene is your favorite music.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite music.
It is
Like
chill bump inducing.
I can almost not cry thinking about Maurice Murphy, right? That principal trumpet.
Yep.
Da, 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 da. Like, and then,
Ooh.
dude, when they redo that exact thing with the LA, not LA Phil, but the LA Orchestra in episode 9,
Mm-hmm.
except it's Luke raising
Yep.
the same X-Wing fighter.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Okay, I know you don't
Wow.
like episode 9, but that moment, I
Yep.
was like a puddle of tears, bro.
I've got no qualms with the score. I think Williams is at his in his old age still at the top of his game. So, and that is
Yeah.
a case in point. You need to have that same sting in that
Yeah.
scene, and I'm so glad they did it. Um,
Yep.
so Yoda rules.
Yep. So I just that he's my main evidence other than score.
Okay.
I mean, okay, just about the back to Kazdan real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think the writing is you get Big Chill vibes with
Mm-hmm.
Leia and Han, Leia
Yep.
and Han.
Yes.
'Cause Aaron and I just watched Big Chill a couple weeks ago, like top
Okay.
Thanksgiving movie, right? Like,
Yep.
and I've never watched those two in quick succession,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
I can see Jeff Goldblum. I could see him or Kevin Kline having some of these same sarcastic conversations.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Lucas, I guess, did a lot of like backwards writing for Yoda, and Kazdan was
Okay.
like, "I love that idea, but not that execution."
Okay.
And so he beatly bobbly boodly, and it's like the best writing ever. So it's
Yeah. I mean,
so there's once again,
Yoda does talk out of sequence, right? But that's got to be a really hard thing to write so it makes sense and isn't distracting. Just because his sentence structure is all messed up, but it is such a smart choice and probably, like you said, Lucas's idea and perfected by a good writer.
that's it. He just needs
Yep.
a great finisher.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yep.
he's a visionary, and when he's put with a finisher like Kazdan
Mm-hmm.
and Kirshner,
Yeah.
I mean, judge me by my size, do you? Right? Like, it's
It's
so
so great.
good.
Yep. Yeah. Um, can I just say something about the romantic tension between Han and Leia and the writing there?
Yes. Okay.
I heard that Lucas wanted episode 2 to be his big romance movie.
Mm,
And you could do a lot of comparing between this, the second in each trilogy, right?
sure.
I think that this movie is much more romantic in its kind of sexual tension, and the
Mm,
I love you, I know that is just so far beyond anything that happens between Hayden Christensen and dang it, what's her name?
Natalie Portman.
And Natalie Portman. Both actors that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Could not have less chemistry between those two actors.
Oh, totally. I
It
mean,
sucks.
and they look incredible, right? Like they're
Oh
on
yeah.
that. Like, dude, you could not have set up a more perfect, beautiful looking date. Like they're in the grass,
Watermelon things walking
watermelon.
around
Yeah, and
them.
he's like, "I find you intoxicating." Like, like she looks unreal.
That's the problem. George Lucas wrote like, is this how people talk when they love each other? They
I
say
don't know.
that
Should we
that
see
they
his
are
nipples?
that
Like, are we supposed?
right. And Han says, "You're trembling," to Leia. And that line packed
Oh.
so much sexy punch in
I
it.
know. And she's like, "I'm not trembling."
He's like, "You are. I can feel it." And they're just
Oh,
like
man.
in some sort of like closet.
I know. My hands are dirty. My hands are dirty too.
It's the difference between trying to write words and letting two incredible actors who I think were doing it also off camera.
Oh,
Is what I
really?
hear.
Oh, I think I remember
There's
that. Wow.
and I actually think it's a pretty similar dynamic that was going on. They just had a love-hate relationship, those two
Okay.
actors.
Yeah.
And letting them just act
Yep.
and not have to explain everything in what they're saying.
Yep.
So it's some sort of combination there. Can we just, before we go,
Yep.
because we do have a tight out because we have a Christmas party tonight.
Yep.
Can we talk about the twist?
Yep. Let's do it.
Which I think really works, obviously, stood the test of time. I wish, like you were saying, for a time machine where I didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little hard to talk about because everybody knows it.
Yeah, totally. Like nobody doesn't know that Vader was Luke's dad. I mean, it is the twist heard around the world.
Yep.
It's like this is the best sequel of all time. That's like the best twist of all time.
And it's before it was the twist of every movie that the good guy and the bad guys were somehow related.
Yep.
That's not now. The twist is if it's not true, you know.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Kaz and Amy have still not told their girls. And their girls are Star Wars. They know a lot about Star Wars, but they don't know this. Do you remember if your girls ever didn't know this?
I'm trying to remember. I feel like I wanted to do a similar thing with Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think they were I think we had already watched this.
Okay.
But I did have a similar desire as Amy
Right.
and Kaz.
Me too, but I don't even know when my kids found out.
Right.
So either you're not careful enough and it's just in the water, or you just watch it when they're really young and it doesn't pack a punch. You know,
Yep.
you don't get, when you're 5, you're just watching a movie and things happen. You're not connecting them to one another. So you just know that Darth Vader is Luke's dad. I knew it because I saw Return of the Jedi first.
Right. You're like, oh, duh. Yeah.
So even I didn't get to experience it. But from what I hear and understand, it was pretty culture breaking when that happened.
I can't imagine it. Sounds incredible.
Me neither. And you can't replicate it even in Star Wars. And so who is Rey? What is Rey's lineage? No matter what you find out, it's not going to pack that punch because you're looking for it. I think the beauty of the twist in Empire Strikes Back is you didn't know you were supposed to be looking for that.
Yeah, that's why it's so good. Like we did want to know who's Kylo, who's Rey.
Yep. You're
And I
always
think the
asking those
Palpatine-
questions.
The Palpatine revelation was cool.
Yeah.
I think the Palpatine revelation was cool. And I
You know
think,
my opinion. I wanted them to stick with she's a nobody to circumvent
I know.
this twist.
yeah,
necessity,
yeah.
right?
Right.
But
Right.
we knew who Luke's parents were. They were killed by Darth Vader. We heard that in the first one. And so it's not even a question.
You're not even thinking about it. Yep.
So then when it's revealed, your mind doesn't know what to do, is my assumption.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
It would have blown your mind.
Yep.
It would have blown your mind because you weren't waiting for it. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So when we hear in Last Jedi that Rey is a nobody, you doubt it,
Right.
or you hope it's not true or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you're always chasing that bigger reveal. In Empire Strikes Back, not present at all. It's so awesome.
Yep. I'm totally with you, dude. I just think I still like the Palpatine reveal, and I liked the Kylo Ren reveal that he was Han and Leia's.
That one
like
that one worked for me. That one
like-
one was awesome because I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for it.
Yeah. Gotcha. Dude, can I say one more thing about the score and then we gotta go?
Yes, please.
Dude, just second piece of evidence, real quick. Wait, what was your second piece? Oh, the sequel.
The twist. My first was sequel, and the second was a twist. Yep.
Got it. Okay. Just mine's second one real quick. The score, I mean, it is perfection.
Mm-hmm.
It is perfection. From what I understand, he wrote over 100 minutes of music in 6 weeks.
Wow.
He's Herbert W. Spencer. There's so many great videos of those two working together. If you ever think that John Williams doesn't do his own, like, have a deep connection to his orchestrations, just watch that, because even though he has a brilliant orchestrator in Herbert W. Spencer and many others, he's like, okay, but this is French horns. These are he's writing with pencil and paper, which he still does, and just so detailed and intricate. There's just one leitmotif that I just want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
And that is Luke Skywalker, right, is a perfect fifth.
Yep.
Right? Do dee da da dee dum. Right?
Yep.
Yoda's theme is a perfect fifth, but it goes down. So dee do dee do.
Great theme.
The theme is it's perfect. But here's
I'm covered in goosebumps right now.
Here's my like psychoanalysis. Okay. Your first half of life, you're Luke Skywalker. You're going up. You're striving, right? You're brash, you're youthful. You're trying to make your mark. Yoda is going down. Giving, generous, giving away, wise, humble. You know what I mean?
Yes. He knows, I think, he's nearing death.
Yup. This is my last pupil. And I'm going to impart everything I have. And so he goes, Ba-do, dee-doo. It's
instead of the bum, which that's the Luke trajectory.
Yeah. Like, just think of that heroic theme. And then I don't know if J-Dubs was thinking of that.
Yeah.
But I bet you he was, dude. Yeah, so that's what John Williams in the liner notes. And I heard this on a Score podcast.
Yeah.
There's a 4-part there's 6 different podcasts on just the score of Empire Strikes Back alone.
Yeah.
And just John Williams said that Yoda was that the orchestra is showing his honesty, his simplicity, his
Mm,
wisdom, his seasoned experience, and
wow.
that's what this leitmotif is supposed to represent.
Mm.
Simplicity. Just think of Richard Rohr. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
Oh gosh, my microphone just fell off.
I just saw his microphone fall right off.
Think of Richard Rohr or
Oh, I do.
Rollheiser, right?
Yep. Yep.
Like I don't know. So that leitmotif going down instead of going up.
I love it. I
Love.
never noticed it before. That's amazing. Hey, I wrote a list of goosebump moments.
Okay.
Can I just read it?
Hit it while I fix my microphone?
Okay, here we go. Chewie's sad cry when the big door closes.
Oh yeah, good one.
Tauntaun guts.
Oh,
Leia's snowsuit. Yeah, those weird bubbles. Leia's snowsuit.
Yep.
Vader getting his helmet on. What a way to expand that character that you see inside and he's all gnarly.
Yep.
Big Worm puppets,
Yep.
another puppet that works really well, I think.
Yep.
Muddy R2. I love seeing R2 all muddy.
Love it.
Boba Fett. Yummy.
Love it.
No, there is another. Harrison Ford screaming when he's
Dude,
being
I think-
tortured.
I actually think Harrison Ford is all in on this.
He is so
think?
committed to this, and the beauty of a good Harrison Ford performance, I think, is he's all in and he's so relaxed
Yeah.
the whole
The
time.
The swagger, the
That swagger
cockiness,
is on
Yeah.
point. He is the full swagger in this movie.
top swagger ever, maybe.
Yep. Yep. I mean, maybe Indiana Jones would compete
Oh.
with this,
Okay, come on, yeah.
but he's the most Indiana Jones in this movie. How about that?
Yep,
And I
'cause in-
love when he is screaming and when he's being tortured. That is a echoic moment for me. It's always in my brain.
yes.
3PO backpack. I love you, I know.
Yep.
Leia says it's a trap,
Yes.
which I love. I'm your
And
father.
I have a bad feeling about this, I think, is also
She
her.
also says I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah. The matte paintings in this movie.
Mm,
Wow. R2 farting.
Yep.
And then I have so much kissing. You know I love that.
The smoochy woochy.
They're kissing. Han and Leia are kissing. Lando's kissing. Wow.
So much. Okay, I have a few.
Okay.
Rebellion is just always a tiny little band.
Mm-hmm.
Just always. They're never huge. They're just scrappy dunkets. Okay.
I love it.
We know every beat. So one of my favorite beats is Imperial troops have entered the base. Imperial troops have entered the. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Always makes me happy.
Yep.
And then maybe my favorite line, other than fear leads to hate, or no, that's
Mhm.
not. That's a different one.
That's
Is luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
so the fact that Yoda's saying that, right?
Yeah.
They're taking the way he speaks
Yes.
and they are making it. I say this without any shame or embarrassment, making it poetry.
Mm,
That could be that feels Shakespearean, that line.
totally.
And so they're taking this goof that Lucas thought of, which is he speaks out of his syntax is wrong.
Yep.
And Kazdan right there is making it Shakespearean. What a line.
That whole speech is unironically one of my favorite things in at least all of Star Wars, if not cinema. But luminous beings are we, not this crude matter.
And it really
Oh.
helps that I 100% agree with that. I think it is a true statement.
Yeah. Yeah, Kazdan said like actually never mind, I won't say that. Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Yep. All right. We love this movie. What about you, Nation? You can vote. The best place to vote is our Instagram, instagram.com/2gomers. Follow us on Facebook, other places. You can also find our link tree on our Instagram. Thank you to all the people we love, Adam, Jason, Davis, and Annie, for helping us out with this podcast. We're headed into a great new year. Now, I am headed out for throat surgery.
Yep.
But before then, I asked you, Anthony, can we do a Steven's choice before I go, just in case something goes wrong and I never speak again?
That won't happen, but yes, sir. Of course.
And so I have chosen a comfort movie that I will be watching before and during surgery. I don't know. The Iron Giant we're going to do
Mm,
in February. So back to
awesome.
some animation. We haven't done that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
One that I truly, sincerely adore, The Iron Giant, coming in February.
Can't wait, dude.
People should tune into our result show coming in a couple weeks on the bonus disc. Like we said, a special mystery one-handed guest. You'll never know who
Ooh,
it could possibly be.
cool.
I'm assuming a lot more to talk about The Empire Strikes Back, but geez, dude, that was a great app.
Totally, man. Okay, so let's take a 3.5 hour break now.
Okay.
Come back for the Christmas party.
All right, dude. All right. Great app.
Super fun, man.
And happy watching The Iron Giant.
Sweet. All
Great.
right, let's stop that. 1, 2, 3, stop. Oh, how's your voice doing, dude?
I need to rest it for sure, but I think I'll be okay.
Okay. Is there anything we need to talk through for tonight?
How are you gonna do the bassooning?
I think I'll set this up downstairs in front of the fireplace again.
And do you just want to pick some leitmotifs you like and play them? Last year we picked numbers out of a hat.
Yeah. I still have that sheet.
Okay.
So we can do that again. And
Why
then
don't you just play your
right?
favorites and people guess what it is?
Okay.
So last year we picked them out of a hat.
Yeah.
I think this year you should just pick your top. So last year you did Jaws, Jabba's theme,
Oh yeah.
Home Alone, E.T.
Okay.
You could do those again, but those are the 4 I remember you doing.
Okay. I think I also did Ray, or
Oh, yep, you
I
did.
think I did Ray, also Kylo Ren.
You did Rey into the Emperor's theme
Yeah.
and Kylo Ren into Vader, I think,
Oh yeah.
to impress people, which it did.
Da, da, do, dee, doo. Yep. Dee doo dee doo. Yep.
All right. That's all I can think of. I have some surprises in store. But
Okay.
I have the Night They Saved clips all queued up.
And then we're gonna do gift opening.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. I've got it here. Welcome. I've got a game.
Let's be
Anthony,
up at 7:50.
Yep. So it's on the notes app. Inside, let's see. It's inside ORB. Episode rundowns. Welcome. I have a game to play. You're bassooning. Night They Saved stuff. Answer questions from the chat. I have a special song I'm going to present. Open gifts and bye-bye.
Amazing.
Okay.
I'm really excited, dude.
I would love to keep it at an hour for my voice sake.
Okay, perfect.
So that's why there's no drink mixing or anything like that. We're just going to
Okay.
get right to it.
Totally awesome. Love it.
Awesome.
I might have some sort of beverage or something just for fun.
Right. I just don't want to spend 15 or 20 minutes mixing one like we have in the past. Okay.
No. Are you gonna bring a drink?
No. I'm not so alcohol's really bad for this, so
Totally.
yeah. So I'll probably
All right,
I might have a soda pop.
If you can, if you should. but so I'll be, yep, up and I'll have my I'll it's just gonna be really fun. Let's just have fun. It's a 7 thing.
Totally fun. Yep. All right. Okay, let's be up 10 minutes before. I'll have Amy come too. She's gonna run our chat.
Oh, awesome! And
And
maybe
collect
she can
questions for us.
say, tell me about the video when you finish the video. What you think if any of our changes did anything good.
Okay. All right. Good idea. I'll look at it. Okay. All right, dude.
All right, I'll see you in a
we're
couple
still
hours.
recording. People got our little planning the party.
Bonus.
I'm gonna stop this. Bye, everybody.